How's it going, YouTube? Life gets real busy when you have 4 kids. That said, I'm also getting ready to leave somewhere for about a year. I guess I'll talk a little more about on that here shortly. Not in this video, though. Anyway, Bad Boy Beeman had made a video recently, and in that video, he had mentioned or talked about ZLaner, his aim doing something funky. Real quick, let's go ahead and switch here and bring up Z. We'll go ahead and mute it because we don't really need to look at audio on this. So anyway, goes through and talks about it. Let's go ahead and play. So he jumps down, comes over, engages this guy. Same does something funky. Goes back. And then we see Destroy engaging 2 enemies down here. So if we go back to where Z's aim kind of goes cattywampus. Thanks, YouTube. So we can see there's one room here. This is one of those blank things. And then this is the corridor over here. He engages the enemy. His aim kind of snaps up. And we can see that this is the center column where the stairs wrap around. And the stairs start like over here and then drop down. So if we jump back a little bit, so that column, once Z gets in its place, his aim would be somewhere in this direction over here. So enemy jumps his left, the Z kind of strafes over a little bit, and his aim jumps up again to the left of the column here. I believe if somebody jumps in a match, they'll be able to line us all up. But I believe like right here is the black door, and over here is going to be like the other room. So Z's aim like goes up, does its little funky thing there. So you can kind of see there. So over here to the right of the center column, you have the black useless thing right there, and then to the left is where you had that room. So again, black useless thing here, corridor over here. And then we'll go back to where Destroy's at here in a second. This is that one room. This is the black useless thing. Z was standing back a little bit further. And this is presumably where the enemies are. This right here, I believe, is just pixelation. So just kind of ignore that. That's part of the compression algorithm. But anyway, so this is where the enemies come from. This is useless. And this is just a smaller room back here. But when Z was engaging them, this is roughly from where he was standing earlier. His line of sight was to this room right here. Down in the comments when I had watched this, looks like Z locked on a dude downstairs. He killed later after the first dude went down. So I was like, yeah, you know, he did engage, Destroy did engage somebody down there. So do we have the viewpoint from Destroy? And I went back and looked at his stream, and sure enough, we do. So let's look at the timestamps here. So 138, so it was just previously before this. I'll jump back a little more. Too far. So he's already engaging the guy here. So we'll start like 140. Second circle, 140. I believe it just finished up with the other one, and it's solid white. Let me confirm this. So it ends with the first circle, and it's now on the second circle counting down. So it's white. It's not pulsing red. It's now in the second circle. First circle just finished.
Requesting recon flyer.
I'm gonna cook them for you.
It's now in the second. Comes down here, clears that one room, engages the 2 enemies. And this is the one. You can see the shots right there from Z. Right there, you can see a shot from ZLaner on this guy right here. So this is that black useless thing. And then over here is that one room. And this is where the enemies came from. This seems to kind of line up where Z's aim came from. Real quick before I get on that too much more, I want to back up here and kind of show something a little sus. I'm going to turn on the volume, and I'm going to slow this down just a hair.
Very attack now. Staircase weak, crack.
I hear you. I'm going.
Martian. On the left, jumped off left. On the low left. I mean.
On me down low.
There is more. New team, lifing.
All right, I'm going to leave it at that speed for a reason. And I want to point something out. I don't think we need to go that far back. 40, I think, is good.
On the left, jumped off left.
All right.
On the low left.
Jumps out the window here. Just watch UAV. See if there's any pings, blips. Anything.
On me down low.
There is more. New team.
All right. So there's nothing on radar. Let's go back to the same point. Let's listen to audio.
On the left, jumped off left. On the low left. I mean.
On me down low.
There is more. New team, lifing.
I down.
Sorry, I had myself muted. All right, he says on me down low, but you can hear the footstep audio upstairs, but you can't hear footstep audio directionally in front or even to the right. So let's go back and listen to that again. We're going to start it a little further forward this time, 49. So I'm going to mute myself again. Hopefully I don't forget to unmute. And you tell me if you hear any footsteps front right, or if all you hear is up left.
On me down low.
There is more. New team, lifing.
I down 2.
Man, second on the mute. From what I can hear, I can't hear any footsteps. No indicators that somebody's coming out of that hall. Now let's go back and look at this again. Now the thing we're going to pay attention to, I'm going to slow it down to 0.25 speed. So we've already looked at radar. We've already listened for audio. And neither of those say that anybody's there. So now we're going to slow it down and see if we can spot anything. Now granted, this is a little pixelated from our view. Let's see if we spot anything. Starts the ADS. Let's see if we can tell. When can we actually physically see anybody there? All right, right there, I think, is when I think we can see something. Right there. I think that's when we can finally see the player. I'm going to turn the audio back on and see when does he actually make the call, because we already listened for audio and we can't hear directional footsteps coming from there. We can hear up and left from Z and his other Z and Shifty after they just engaged one enemy. Radar doesn't show anything, so we have to rely on visual next.
On me.
On me. Have we even gotten to that point yet where we see him? Nope. Haven't even got to that point yet. Let's back it up and listen again.
On me down low.
On me down low before he even sees a shadow or anything through the bars.
On me
On you. What's on you?
down low.
Oh, all right. So the enemies that you're using walls on. So that's just something else I wanted to point out real quick. So anyway, if you put the two together and you kind of overlap them, pretty much that's what this was right here. I went through and kind of cut that off. If you separate these and you just kind of play it.
On me.
He calls on me, and I chopped it. We actually start to see the person come out of the tunnel. So that's all it was. So anyway, I took these. Am I blocking it? The timestamps? No. All right. And it's not going to be easy for you guys to see this because I don't have it in high definition. But I went through and matched the timestamps up of Z and Destroy. And that's why I have these two here together. So you can kind of see that the timestamps as close as possible. They're like, I don't know why it's doing this. It's being like funky. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, I lined them up the best I could in this application. So we come through. Z engages this guy. So this is Z. This is Destroy. And then his aim jumps up, goes all funky. And as we could see from the one video clip, that after he engages this guy, he comes back and he helps Destroy. And we can pretty much see where that enemy was at in comparison to where Z's at. So you have the center column here. You can see pretty much where the opening is here. And going back from Z's view, if you were standing back off to the side over here, because in comparison between the two, so compared to here and here, Z would actually have been standing over here aiming this way, which means Z would have been aiming down the corridor where we'd actually see where Destroy ended up engaging the enemies. So here's my thing. I think that this is a situation where, one, it does appear that Destroy's using walls. He's making callouts before he sees anything or hears anything. No UAV, no visual, and he can't hear the audio footsteps, but he calls it out before seeing it as he ADSs. And on top of that, ZLaner's aim going all wonky and funky. I think that if somebody like Grandpa Hacks got into the game with somebody else, and he stood up there in the same spot that ZLaner did kind of side-by-side comparison, got his aim all lined up, and then had somebody run down that corridor and see if his aim would be on top of a player, then yeah, I'm pretty sure it would give us two answers here. Well, pretty much one answer. We pretty much know that Destroy's using walls from what we had just seen. No UAV, no visual, no audio, but he called an enemy before he even seen him. And the other one was the fact that ZLaner, his aim does something wonky, I can tell, or I can say from past testing that when an enemy is downed, the aim assist still exists. It's still there until the player's gone. So that's not an excuse. Saying, "Oh, hey, I didn't have aim assist." If you knock somebody off of a ladder and you're playing on keyboard or controller, if you knock somebody off of a ladder, you will notice that if you're strafing as you shoot them, that your aim will do a slight jerk towards that player as they move. It won't stay perfectly on them. It'll kind of trail or follow them as they move. But yeah, I think Grandpa Hacks could probably chime in here with somebody and position himself up where Z was, and then have somebody else go back there where the enemy was at and see if things line up. And something tells me it probably will. That's going to be it for this video, and catch you guys later. Deuces.